Hey guys, welcome to another recap of Revenge of the Nerds. Or Nerds. King of the Nerds. Yeah, it's King of the Nerds. It's every nerd for themselves this week because they are no longer playing as teams. They're playing individually. And Ivan is the last dude. I didn't even realize that. Boy, does he wish Virgil was back. So, Genevieve, since it's only like 5 people left, she wants to move into Moo and Danielle's room. You know, with Celeste, of course. And Danielle doesn't want her to do it because that would be like sleeping with the enemy. So, of course, Danielle's nose is all bent out of shape. So, Curtis summons the nerds to the courtyard. It's individual nerd war time. Goggles, please. They have this big tower and they drop a nerd ball, aka heavy medicine ball, and it breaks a couple of panes of glass. So this week it's a brain challenge. That was the example in case you didn't realize. You're going to have to make some calculations. There's going to be 3 tests. We're going to drop 2 balls and a pig. Not a real pig. A stuffed weighted pig. And you're going to have to tell us how many sheets of glass it's going to break. So Danielle never took physics. So she really feels like she's at a disadvantage. Ivan never did either. He only took logic. You know, I really don't think this was that hard. It's mostly a lot of luck because in order to make those calculations, I mean, you got to take a lot into consideration. So they all did their calculations. They had the internet. There was no books in the house, but it seemed like Ivan was looking through some sort of a book. Maybe he grabbed it before everybody else did. Ivan tried to get Moo to help him. She didn't exactly get it. She just thought he was being weird, so he didn't get any help from her. Genevieve and Celeste ended up teaming up because they want to get rid of Danielle. So let's begin. Test A. Well, first let me say, if you get it right, you get 1 point. And if you get it wrong, for every sheet of glass that you were off, it's -1. So test A was a 14-foot tower, 6-pound nerd ball, and it ended up breaking 5 sheets. So Danielle and Ivan were the only one who got it right, so they each got a point, and everybody else lost 1 point except for Moo, who lost 2. Ugh, Miss Fancy Pants, rocket scientist, not doing so good, huh? I'm sure all of the nerds where you work will be laughing that day that you return. I'm sure of it. Alright, so test B was an 8-pound nerd ball, dropped from a height of 76 inches with 1/4 inch glass separating 6 inches apart. Danielle and Moo guessed right. They got 1 point each, and everyone else -1. I think it was -1. Some might have been more. Moo just gave a horrible showing. So that's why they had to make test C 2 points, because Danielle was so far ahead of everyone else. Now this was the 15-pound stuffed pig, and it was a lot. It weighed 15 pounds. It was the heaviest of all the balls, but it was in a stuffed animal. So that kind of cushioned the blow a little bit. So I mean, you got to really take that into consideration. It ended up breaking 5 sheets. It wasn't even close. Danielle wins. And the prize, oh, I would have loved this prize. Richard Blaze from Top Chef came and did a molecular gastronomy meal for Danielle and her choice of partner. And she chose Moo probably because she felt sorry for her, probably because she wants to get on her good side. I don't know. It's kind of late in the game for that, but maybe she just wanted to have her feel better. He made a really interesting meal. There was an awful lot of gross things in it, though, like sweetbreads and gross stuff. Alright, so this nerd off's going to be a little bit different since everyone's playing as individuals. Since Danielle won, she gets to pick one of the people solely that will be in the nerd off, and the rest of the losers get to vote amongst themselves who they're going to vote in. So Moo immediately is like, I want a chance to redeem myself. Just vote me into the nerd off. So Danielle figures, rightly so, Genevieve is my biggest competition. She's so well-rounded, she's smart, she's survived 2 nerd-offs already. I should probably throw her into the nerd-off. until she meets with Genevieve and Ivan and realizes that the prize is the throne of games. And the only other gamer in the house is Celeste. So she comes to the conclusion that she needs to put Celeste up. So she feels badly. She doesn't want to face her. She writes her a note. Celeste wakes up, reads the note, and is like, I got to talk to her. And pretty much convinces her that she needs to put Genevieve back into the lineup. So it ends up being Moo versus Genevieve. Now, after they bend the knee, they find out that it's an engineering challenge. They have to engineer the tallest freestanding structure that they can in 10 minutes. All right, there's a bunch of nerdy junk laying around. Of course, they had a little bit of time to practice, but there was Rubik's Cubes, DVD players, game consoles, rulers, like the games themselves, the plastic things, books. So they have to make it to 10 feet. The first one to make it to 10 feet high wins. Or if they can't make it to 10 feet, after 10 minutes, who is ever the highest. Plus, to just mix it up a little bit, they throw in some Nerf guns for sabotage. Genevieve was so smart because she realized that all the stuff stacked up would barely make it to 10 feet. So she used the rulers vertically, which was genius, I thought. I wouldn't have thought of doing that, but that was really smart. So Moo, realizing that, oh shoot, she's almost at 10 feet. She was at 9.5 when she realized this. I gotta get that gun out and start to try and sabotage her. But that Nerf gun didn't do squat. It ended up that when she turned around after shooting her Nerf gun, her tower fell down. So she had to try and make a comeback to bring it back up to at least be a contender. But Genevieve, she was smart. She took half of her tower down. She was really calm about it. She started rebuilding it to try and make it to 10 feet because the clock was running out, so she didn't really have to try too hard. But Moo really gave her a run for her money, but too little too late. Genevieve ended up winning the challenge, so Moo is sent home. Next week is the finale. I'm really rooting for Genevieve to win because I think she's really performed the best over the entire competition. And I'd really like to see her win because I really think she deserves it. So please let me know, who do you think, or who would you like to see win, or who do you think deserves to win? Leave it in the comments because I'd like to know as well. And I'm rooting for Genevieve or Ivan. Celeste, to me, seems like a bedwetter. She's a real wet blanket. Danielle's kind of a eh. So let me know who you think. And until next week for the finale, much love.